You ever have that feeling where you're not sure if you're awake or still dreaming?
First, I'm going to talk about the ones that were massively disappointing. The first one being The Watcher. The Watcher could have been a really good movie. Keanu Reeves is a serial killer. I mean, his very understated style of acting, if you can even call it a style, it begs to be played as a serial killer. I mean, he could have fit that role amazingly, and he didn't do a terrible job. But the movie itself just wasn't that good. And James Spader is a steaming pile of crap. He's a terrible actor. He had a huge hand in ruining that movie, but the script wasn't any good, and it wasn't anything new, and there was nothing gripping about it at all. For, like this suspense thriller, serial killer versus, the cop type thing. It's been done a million times, but they did nothing new with it. And his bottom line, it wasn't good. Very disappointing. That could have been a really good movie. The other one that was really disappointing was Constantine. Constantine could have been damn good. It's ripped basically straight out of a comic book where he's this holy, hero figure that doesn't believe in God. He's doing God's work, I guess, but he doesn't actually believe in the work itself. And his nemesis is the devil himself. It could have been a really badass movie. Bottom line, it was god awful. It was terrible. Those are the two biggest disappointments from Keanu Reeves: The Watcher and Constantine. And I don't think either one of them was his fault, honestly, because Keanu Reeves is one of the most consistent actors who has ever lived. You know exactly what you're going to get if you watch a Keanu Reeves. Whether you like it or not, you very well may hate it, but you know exactly what you're going to get every single movie. And neither one of those movies was his fault. And they were terrible. You could have had a third one there. Speed is not going to be on this list for a very good reason. It came out when I was 12, and obviously a 12-year-old's opinion does not matter. Most 12-year-olds. I mean, all they care about is explosions and things going fast and all that, and they don't look deeper than that. A good movie to them is not going to be a good movie to me. So at 12 years old, I loved Speed. I thought it was amazing. I think it's one of the worst movies ever. I mean, period, these days. I can't watch it. It's really terrible. The flow is just completely ass backwards. And Dennis Hopper as a villain was a stupid idea. And it's one of the few examples of Keanu Reeves. I don't like him. I hated him in Speed. He's really, really bad. I mean, he's one of the most consistent actors out there, but it's like this wasn't even him. It's like he was trying to be something else. But yeah, I hate Speed. I hate it. I can't stand it. I will not watch it. It's that bad. And Mojo put it on their top 10 list. I think it was in the top 5, actually. Which is just wrong. Completely wrong. That movie's god-awful. A couple of them that I haven't seen that I probably should have before I made the list, but what can you do? I only have so much time. River's Edge was in their top 10 list, and it actually looked pretty good. I watched the trailer, just haven't gotten around to watching it. I will eventually. The other one was Feeling Minnesota, which I did just now watch, and it is on my top 5. It's really damn good. It feels like an early Quentin Tarantino movie. It's got that kind of strangeness. But let's see. Feeling Minnesota. It's got a really weird title, too. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Steven Bagelman. Is that how you say that? Bagelman? Let's see what else he's made. Oh, wow. Not much. Feeling Minnesota, Brother's Keeper. I've never heard of it. And a couple of them that haven't been made yet. So, not much. Basically, he's made Feeling Minnesota. So, yeah. It was a really good script, you can tell. And great fucking actors. One of the few movies that has Cameron Diaz in it where I actually liked her. Where I didn't want to vomit all over her. Cameron Diaz was not terrible in this. Keanu Reeves, Vincent D'Onofrio, who is way underrated. He's not getting enough credit. Delroy Lindo, love him. Dan Aykroyd, fucking... Who doesn't love Dan Aykroyd? Come on. I mean, it had a really, really good cast. And it's one of those really strange movies that's hard to pin down. It's got a little bit of everything, but it is damn good. But anyways, I'll get into that in a minute. The two honorable mentions would be Scanner Darkly, which was weird. Like Donnie Darko weird. And it was good. I liked it quite a bit. if I had to place it, it would be in 6th. If I was making a top 10, it'd be in 6th. It'd be just off the list right now. The top 5. Really crazy, really good cast. I love those strange movies where you don't know for sure if you understand what's happening. You have to actually think about it and try and figure it out. The other honorable mention, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Love that movie as a kid. And unlike Speed, I still love that movie. Yes, it's a cheesy, stupid kids movie, but it is what it's set out to be. You know, I mean, whereas Speed just fails on every single possible aspect. So yeah, those are the 2 honorable mentions. The actual list. In 5th place, Johnny Mnemonic. Did not get enough credit. It's a really cheesy sci-fi movie, but damn is it good. If you dig into the movie, if you actually pay attention, it all comes together in the end. And this is the role that Keanu Reeves is perfect for. I mean, I think this led to The Matrix, to be honest. This is the only reason he even got The Matrix, probably. But it just works. Everything about it is crazy, and it's all ridiculous, and Dolph Lundgren is awesome as the preacher. And it's just really, really cool, whacked out sci-fi, and I love that. I mean, it's one of the reasons why I love Keanu Reeves, is he plays this particular role so well. But yeah, really, really good movie, really underrated. I think most people, it's a very confusing movie. It really is. Like I said, everything ties up in the end in a nice little bow. There's not very many loose ends. It all makes sense in the end. And I love the villains. I love Dolph Lundgren, and I love Takeshi Kitano. He's the boss of the suit guys that are after the knowledge in Johnny's head. But yeah, really, really good movie. Really good movie. If you haven't seen it, watch it. I love it. Really underrated. 4th place is The Night Before. This is a very, very early Keanu Reeves movie. You probably haven't heard of it, let alone seen it. It's basically Ferris Bueller's Day Off. It's that kind of movie where it's teenagers, they're going out, you know, doing whacked out stuff that doesn't make any sense at all, and just for the hell of it, you know, just to see if they can get away with it. And, you know, are they going to make it home at the end of the night, that kind of thing. You know, is everything going to be okay? Are their parents going to find out? It's that kind of movie. It's very much a teenager's movie, but it's really good. Whereas Ferris Bueller's Day Off gets all the credit, The Night Before does not. And Keanu Reeves is really good in this part. He's kind of lost, but he's going with it. You know, he knows he shouldn't, but he's rolling with the punches. You know, I mean, he's got drug dealers after him, and he sold his girlfriend into basically prostitution. It's a really crazy movie. You have to watch it. But it's really, really good. Very much 80s movie. In fact, I can almost guarantee it's from the, mid-80s? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, okay, it's late 80s. 1988. It feels like a mid-80s movie. But, yeah, love that movie. Plus, it's got Lori Loughlin in it. So, you know, that in and of itself is awesome. But, yeah, really good movie. 3rd place. I already talked about it. Feeling Minnesota. Feeling Minnesota is the best Keanu Reeves movie I hadn't seen. Let's put it that way. It's well deserving of being on any top list. It's really, really good. Great actors. Really good script. There's a really good gotcha moment in the middle of the movie. I don't want to spoil it, but you don't really know what's happening until later in the movie, and it all comes together. It has a really good ending. I'm going to throw out some spoilers here, because most people have probably seen the movie. If you haven't seen the movie, pause the video or skip ahead or whatever. At the end of the movie, they do finally get back together. Keanu Reeves and Cameron Diaz do manage to get back together at the end of the movie, which is a huge spoiler because the big gotcha moment in the middle of the movie is that you think she gets killed. She doesn't. But yeah, it's really worth watching. Number 2 and number 1 are impossible to decide between. You probably know what they are if you're a fan of Keanu Reeves at all. I'm leaning towards Point Break as number 1, but The Matrix has to be up there. Period. The Matrix and Point Break are Keanu Reeves' 2 best movies. Period. That's all there is. There is no argument. I'm leaning towards Point Break because I have so much love for that movie. I mean, it's one of those movies that's perfect. There's nothing at all bad about it. Nothing. I mean, all the actors are great. The plot is amazing. It's fast-paced, and you want to watch it to the end. And You can watch it over and over again, and there's nothing you can say bad about Point Break. Period. I mean, Patrick fucking Swayze. Patrick Swayze and Keanu Reeves. I mean, does it get better than that? And then the other one, obviously, The Matrix. The Matrix, it got way, way too much rage. I think more so for the sequels than the first one. I think most people are on board for the first in the series, but I liked the whole series. But bottom line, the first one was the best by far. I love The Matrix. It did so much craziness that no other movie had done at the time. I mean, yeah, it created the whole stupid slow motion thing, which is everywhere these days. But the choreography was damn good. I mean, it was way up. It raised the bar like crazy. And the storytelling was confusing, but I like that. I like a movie that makes you think a little bit, you know? So, yeah, I mean, and the cast was great. Everything about it. It's just, Lawrence Fishburne and Carrie-Anne Moss. Yeah. Lawrence Fishburne, Carrie-Anne Moss, and obviously Keanu Reeves. Even the supporting cast were really good. Just everything about it. The Matrix and Point Break would be either 1 or 2. You can take your pick between the two. Like I said, I'm leaning towards Point Break. If I absolutely had to have one over the other, it'd be really hard to pick, because I've seen both of them about 1 billion times. I couldn't even tell you how many times I've seen The Matrix and Point Break, but if I had to pick one, it'd probably be Point Break. It's just too damn good, honestly. So, I think The Matrix was easily more revolutionary. It did more for cinema, whether you like it or not, than Point Break did, but I think Point Break's just that much better of a movie. I love the ending. I love the ending where Keanu Reeves finally catches up with... Huge fucking spoilers, by the way. Huge fucking spoilers. Pause the video or skip ahead or whatever. Keanu Reeves finally catches up with Patrick Swayze, right? After everything they've been through. They're basically brothers at this point, even though one is a bank robber and one's a cop, and they've been at each other's throats the whole movie. Still, at this point, they've been through so much that they have that bond. And he finally catches up to him. And he catches him on a beach. And Patrick Swayze's pastime is that he's a surfer. There's this one wave that comes around every, so odd years. It's basically once in a lifetime. A once in a lifetime wave. And he wants to catch the wave. And Keanu Reeves could arrest him, could take him in, be like the caller of a lifetime. And he's been chasing him forever, literally, trying to catch up to him for, basically what he put him through. Although, I don't know, I think he learned as much as he lost during that. But regardless, he caught up to him in the very end, and Patrick Swayze wants to catch the wave, right? Because he's not going to survive it anyways. There's no way. This wave is unsurvivable. It's like a 5-story building or something. So he's like, just let me go out there. Let me catch one wave. And Keanu Reeves at first, he doesn't want it. You can tell he wants to take him in. He wants to win. And then he finally decides to let him. Really great ending. I love it. He goes out, he takes the wave, and he wipes out. And presumably that's the end of Patrick Swayze. But great ending to a great movie. Everything about Point Break is just so damn good. But yeah, that's my top 5 and honorable mentions and a bunch of other random crap. The only thing on their list that I've seen, which like I said, I've seen most of their movies that I didn't like, was Speed. I don't think Speed deserves to be on any top 10 list. Keanu Reeves or otherwise, it just doesn't hold up anymore. It's just not a good movie. Maybe for the time it was good, but these days, no. It's not like The Matrix, where it changed. It was literally a game changer. Or Point Break, where it's fucking timeless. Doesn't matter how much time goes past, Point Break will always be an amazing movie. Speed is not either one of those things. I mean, it was a decent action movie for the time, with a lot of explosions and a lot of fast, car and train and all this stuff and all that. But it wasn't that great of a movie, honestly. It didn't deserve to be on any top 10 list. So, I don't know. Yeah. Whatever. Top 5 movies, Keanu Reeves. I'll see you guys next time.